Hey Jonesy Babes and Anonymous Jonesy Babes, welcome back to my channel. So I came across an old interview that Wade did while he was in jail with a woman named Rochelle from the news channel. Okay, so I took down some notes, so here goes. Now at this time he was in Lee County Jail, you know. Rochelle asked Wade, was he guilty of the murders of Diane Ruiz and Christine Melton? He said he was innocent and that he did not commit those murders. Now, this was a while back, okay? So, Rochelle, she had said the dates, you know, October 6th through October 8th. So, Wade and Mila, they went to a bar called the Buddha, right? Now, he said, you know, while they were there, he met some girls and this guy. He left the bar with Christine and a friend, another girl that was there, plus the guy. Now, let him tell it. He didn't know any of them. They just met at the Buddha, okay? So why are you leaving with people you don't really know? Whatever. All right. But, so if Mila and Wade went to the Buddha, he left Mila behind and took her Hellcat. He tried to play it off as if that was, you know, they shared the Hellcat, because the way he was speaking, he was like, oh, yeah, me and Mila's Hellcat. No, I think it's just her Hellcat. But anyway, so he left her at the bar and he left with the guy, Christine, and the other girl. But he doesn't know the guy's name. Okay, and like I said, that he and Mila have a 2016 Dodge Hellcat. They all left in the Hellcat. So I'm thinking that he drove the Hellcat. But later on, I found out he didn't drive the Hellcat. He said the guy drove the Hellcat because the Hellcat is a stick shift. He don't know how to drive a stick shift. And they went to the guy's house. And he doesn't know the guy's name. So when they all, they went to the guy's house, Christine, he kept calling her Kristen, but her name is Christine. He said that Christine and him were intimate, you know. And then the other girl was with the other guy in the room doing whatever. Wade and the two girls were going to leave the guy's house, but the Hellcat was out of gas. So why you ain't put no gas in it? So if this is you and your girlfriend's car, why is it not full of gas? But anyway, so they couldn't take the car. They left the car at the guy's house. So Christine called for an Uber ride. And Wade, Christine, and the other girl, they got into the Uber and went to Christine's house. This is the story he told back then. Okay, so the other girl, she ended up leaving. All right. And he said that Christine let him use her car and cell phone to go get his car from the guy's house. But he's not from there, so he could not remember where the guy was living at on McGregor. You know, he couldn't remember where it was and all types of stuff. And he said he was going to call Mila to help him find a car. You know, Mila, you know, has a spa. He tried to act like that was her spa and his spa. No, that's just Mila's spa. So he met up with Mila and something happened, right? He didn't get into it at the time. The last time he saw Christine, he said she was alive. Now, Mila told an interviewer that Wade beat her up. And he said that he didn't beat her up. And he also said he didn't want to talk about it. You know, he kept saying, I don't want to talk about that. You know, I didn't hit her. I don't want to talk about that. But he also said that 4 to 5 months ago, now this conversation is about 4 years old, I think. So this conversation was a while. This interview was a while ago. He said that Mila pressed charges against him. And then she went to the state attorney's office and said it wasn't true. and drop the charges. Mila was mad at him for leaving with another woman. Okay. Now, Wade said he didn't know Christine before that night. You know, he only knew her when they met at the bar. He didn't know her any time before then. He never returned Christine's car and phone. He drove it to a friend's business. And according to the police reports, he was found covered in blood inside of the home. But he told the interviewer that wasn't true. He said he was fully clothed and he wasn't bloody. He also said he didn't have anything to do with the murders, right? Okay. He said while he was driving around Cape Coral, he ran into Diane. He didn't have anything to do with her death. He only asked her for directions. Well, if you're in someone's car and you have their cell phone, all you had to do was look up on Google Maps to find out, you know, where something was. But anyway, you know, he was asking her for directions and he was trying to find Christine's house. He said she asked him for a ride to work. He said he dropped her off at a bus stop. So this is what he's saying, okay? He said he dropped her off at a bus stop. That was the last time he saw her and she was alive. Now, he said he left the car at his old job. I think it's called Mateo Graphics. And he walked on foot. Now, where did he walk to? He didn't say in the interview. Now, Wade said if there was blood on him, it was because he was doing push-ups on asphalt, right? And he used to be a personal trainer. And so he said, you know, doing push-up on asphalt is not a good thing. And he had some bruises on his hands. So the interviewer told him that Mila said he confessed to her and said he was under the influence of drugs. Okay. And she asked him, was there any truth to that? And he said no. He also said that Mila doesn't know him very well. And he said he didn't confess to Mila and that he was innocent. Okay. Now, he said when they were at the other guy's house, the other guy was acting strange and they didn't want to be there. So that's why they left. Okay. And he also said that the Hellcat, Mila usually drives the Hellcat because he can't drive a stick shift. And when they left the bar to go to the guy's house, the guy drove the Hellcat. All right. And at the end of the interview, Wade said he's a God-fearing man and he has 2 children and a family. And that he doesn't like it that all this, the tabloids and the news are making it seem like he's a monster when he didn't have anything to do with those 2 deaths, the murders of those women. And then he goes to say that he heard while he was locked up that there was a 3rd woman that was found dead. But the interviewer, Miss Rochelle, she said she didn't know anything about that. So I don't know why he would say that. Yeah, just child. This guy is absolutely insane. And you know what? When he was saying all stuff about Mila, it's like when I heard the other two phone calls, why are you still talking to this dude? Like, why are you still answering the phone for him? I don't get her at all. I really don't. I don't get her. But he said that he's a God-fearing man and he has 2 children and a family, and he didn't like what was said, about him, and it painted a picture of him as if he was a monster. All right. Like I said, this interview was a while ago. This is some years ago when this interview came out. I want to say it's between 2019 and 2020. So there you have it. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. You know, let's have a little chit chat about it, because it's interesting. You know, like I said, I did follow it, but I wasn't like following it, like doing like deep dives on it and everything. But now I've been digging and I've been looking and I've been, you know, looking at this information and that information. And I've been over there on Kelly's TikTok. This is what she had to say and everything. And, you know, I'll get to the Kelly part, because she just felt like nobody didn't care about what she went through with Wade and all that kind of stuff. But we'll get to that another time. But anyway, like I said, let me know how you feel about it. Did you listen to that interview when it came out? All right, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys later.